Good morning from Bangkok. The story today is about a synchronicity that happened 5 years ago in Bangkok. So I was thinking about this episode like yesterday, and I just thought about telling the story again because it is nice and quite interesting, and it's one of those synchronicities, or what most of the people call coincidences, that you can't explain in a rational way. So, 5 years ago, I was planning to open a cafe and a pizzeria here in Bangkok with a Thai friend. That then didn't happen. And about few months before coming, I noticed that someone following me, a Asian girl, and something that normally I would not do it, but I decided to check her profile. I mean, I use Instagram to share my articles or other information about politics or things in general, and I get sometimes people following me, but I don't really care. But but this time obviously the energy were there, and I have to check it. I know the reason why. There was a reason behind that. So I wasn't surprised, and I just checked her profile, and I noticed that she was in Thailand. So I sent her a message, and it turns out that she was from Laos or Cambodia originally, but living and working in a hostel in Bangkok. So we kept in touch for a little bit, for a little while, and then we stopped. She kept liking my post, but didn't keep in touch any longer for months until I came to Bangkok. So normally when I come, I'm staying to my friend. He has a spare room, but the time he had the second baby a year earlier, and he was using the room for the first son to sleep. So I went to a hostel in a part of Bangkok that is near a famous foreigner destinations called Kao San Road, with all pubs and bars. I mean, I would say, it's good because you get a lot of hostel. But if you want to experience Bangkok, like real Bangkok, I would not recommend to spend much time there except sleeping, because it's all foreigners, staying in hostel, and at night, all the backpackers and foreigners spend the night drinking. So you would miss a lot of Thai life, being there. But anyway. I get to this hostel. It was not even a hostel actually, it was a hotel. And I had actually a room all for me. And so my friends come to pick me up from the airport and take me to the hotel. Leave my stuff. And it was already almost was evening, so I go to get some drinks. I go to sleep, and in the morning I decided to explore a little bit the area around, because the first time that I came to Bangkok was many years earlier. So walking around, I passed a hostel that was near my hotel, and walking by, I noticed a girl. I was drawn by a girl, and I looked at this girl, and she looked familiar. She got a face that, where I saw this girl, try to remember. And then I realized that it was the girl that many months before, started to follow me on Instagram. Initially I didn't know. I only knew that it really looked like her. I only knew that really looked like her. So at first, obviously, like stuff like, like synchronicities like this, meeting people in different part of the world, meeting people over and over again, or, like finding stuff, all of a sudden, and so on. It's not the first time. So, even if she was, it's like, all right, whatever. So I was actually, okay, I keep going. But then, like, I felt like really compelled. It's like, or you know what, I really want to know. So I go back to the hostel and I get inside and I tell her, look, sorry to bother you, but you really look someone I know from Instagram. Is it your name? I can't remember the name, but and did we like message each other for a while? Like, my name is Alessandro, and then she was like, obviously opened her eyes, because normally if you are not in this journey, and you are not aware about that everything is connected and everything is happened for a reason, obviously you will see something like that as like wow, like something incredible, like a coincidence that it's incredible that happened. And that was her reaction. It's like, oh my god, I can't believe it. Yeah, it's me, blah blah blah. This is the hostel I told you I was working, and it was nice, because even you aware about the reason why those things happening, it's always nice. Inevitably, it's always a pleasure to experience it. And we chit chat, and then we decided to meet in the evening, the day after, with a few drinks. So now, for whoever very rational we say, it's a coincidence, it's a coincidence. Yeah, it's a very, very well structured coincidence, right? I mean, think about it. You have an Instagram account, someone starts following you, and this is normal. It can happen all the time that people follow you on Instagram. You normally don't really care about who's following you, because you are not there 100% on Instagram or social media. So, but for some reason you decide to check with this person. This person is someone from all the cities in this world, is a person from a city, living in a city where you're gonna go to visit in a short while. She tells you that she works in a hotel, and months later you end up to leave, to go to stay in a hotel that is next to the hostel of this person. And in any time of the day you could walk and obviously missing her, because maybe she being in a room, or maybe being out, or you just don't even look it inside. What's happening is, you just walk right in front of this hostel. You look inside just to see the person you've been chit-chatting months earlier. So yeah, call it coincidences, but it's a really, really way to well structured coincidence to rationally say, oh, it's can happen, but by accident. So because happen so many of these things happen. I mean, even yesterday, and then I will tell you shortly. I mean, in my journey, it's not happening by those things are not happening by coincidence. Those things in my journey happen for a reason. There are many reasons. There's always a reason to tell you that you're on your right spiritual path. They're happening because they need to, it has to connect the dots, so to lead you to where you want to go. It happens because it it's for you to kind of like start to wake up to what how so-called reality actually is, and so on. So I know in my journey there are no coincidences, and this one was a very nice synchronicity, and it was one of the first in that beautiful journey that I had in Bangkok 5 years ago. So no, yesterday there been a couple of those synchronicities that happened to my friend, and then another one happened to me, and it's actually what took me now to tell my friend that what I'm talking about now, there is no things as a coincidences. So the first things was he was sending some gifts to his daughter that at the moment with his wife lives in Japan, where they're studying right now. And while he was dealing at the post office for the delivery of the package with the gifts, his daughter calls him right in that moment while he was preparing the package. So why is a synchronicity? The synchronicity is because my friends tells me that they never call. He's always the one to call. They never call, and it was months that the last time that actually his daughter called him. At this time called him like she could sense it was sending something for her, and she was actually sensing. She just wasn't conscious, but she was sensing a energy, and that's why she was thinking about her father. I want you to call him. The second synchronicity was about this guy. It's called Dimitri. He's a Russian guy. He teaches English in Bangkok. So I know him through my Thai friend from the time when we lived in New Zealand, and that's 14 years ago. And I met him 5 years ago when I came. He was already here teaching English. And then my friends told me that Dimitri now was teaching in another town, an hour away from Bangkok. And yesterday I was asking, like, oh, have you got any news from Dimitri? Like, nah, he didn't message me. I have no idea what's going on. So in the evening, my friend's brother lives in a condominium just next to his house, and we can have access to the swimming pool in the condominium. So we decided to have an evening rest inside the water in the swimming pool. And as we're heading inside, I look at someone sitting at the reception, a big bald guy. And who was the guy? Boom, Dmitry, our Russian friend. So what those synchronicities for my Thai friend, for him to tell that, for connecting his own dots, or telling him he's in the right direction, or maybe to just wake him up and to the energy that's surrounding us all the time. It was for me, maybe, because when something like this happens, it's always for everyone involved. It can be in particular for one, but it's always for all the people involved in the event. I like to see that it happened to tell all of us that we were on the right spiritual path, and to remind to me that this is not real. What we call reality is a well-structured illusion. And maybe to tell to my friend Dimitri, maybe to planting a seed so he can see what is the reality, the so-called reality, and maybe for my friend to help him to reach something he's trying to get, and maybe as well to planting a seed so that in the future can be aware of all the energy that connect all of us. Who knows? Who knows? Definitely was nice to see again Dimitri after a long time, and it was a really nice evening in the swimming pool. Really, really nice. Have a nice day. And I just realized that because I'm still a bit sleepy. I actually woke up like 30 minutes ago, but I look a little bit like Joe Rogan for some reason. For whoever knows who Joe Rogan is, he has a very famous podcast where he interviewed a lot of interesting people. Have a nice day.